and this is gonna be a camera that I'm gonna use a lot. Guys, I might have done something kind of crazy today. I think Artie's judging me too, dang. So I preach on this channel about, you know, don't buy things you don't need. And in all honesty, I definitely didn't need this camera, but if I want to justify it to myself, I did downsize and I sold a Lumix S5. When the S9 came out, I saw it as very much a content creator's camera. I wanted something outside of the S5 Mark IIX for my YouTube videos so I could quickly pull it out and use it without having to think of, oh, do I have a client shoot tomorrow or something like that. And I think the S9 is a perfect camera for that. It has the same autofocus, which has been, you know, pretty important to me as of late. So give me 1 second. If you're like me and want to create all the time and create more stuff consistently, well, maybe it's a good purchase, who knows? I'll let you know in a few months, in a month's time. Is that good? Is that too much? I don't know. I think I like the lighting. The natural fill plus the back gives it that nice 3D effect. But I think that this is a great spot to do an unboxing of sorts. So let's do it. Like I mentioned, I sold an S5. I like to have 3 Lumix cameras because, you know, when I shoot stuff like wedding ceremonies or multi-camera videos, or I hire somebody to be a photographer for an event, it's nice to have 3, one on a stabilizer, one handheld, and one for photo content. I think the Lumix S5 Mark I will be the photo content camera, I think, from now on. Yeah, but anyway, enough jabbering out of me. Let's crack this bad boy open. The only version that the local camera store had was the bundle with the 20 to 60 millimeter lens. Now, I don't think I need that lens. We'll see though, we'll see. It's an interesting focal length, another battery, and you can never have enough batteries. Although I am selling 2 batteries with my S5 body, so I am actually down a battery. A camera strap that I'll probably never use. The body, the camera body, I'm not gonna open it up just yet. Here's the lens. God, I'm giddy like a kid on Christmas. What do you guys do with your old boxes? Do you keep them or do you throw them out? Because I included the box that the original S5 came in when I sold it. And I think that's kind of like a selling point, almost. People like to see that you take care of your stuff, and I took care of that camera. 20 to 60. Isn't it a variable aperture lens when you focus? Yeah, 3.5 to 5.6. Interesting. I don't know if I like that or not. So I like being able to zoom in and it still be f2.8 and then zoom out again at a f2.8. Do we like this too? 67, oh perfect. I bought a bunch of 67 millimeter thread Pro Mist and ND filters. Woo. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. The Lumix S9, drum roll please, no drum roll. I don't feel like editing that in, screw it. And there it is, the Panasonic Lumix S9 Mark I. Is it a bad idea to buy a Mark I version of a camera? Maybe, but this one does what I wanted to do. How do I feel about the lack of click, click? I don't care, because I hardly use the current one that I have. How do I feel about the lack of hot shoe? I don't care. I don't use the one I have. Well, I use it, but the same way I would use something like this. Just plug in a camera, plug in a camera to my camera. Plug in my microphone like so. I can't monitor the audio, and that's okay too, because I don't do it here either. I just trust that the audio will be okay. Man, I love the design on this thing. I love the minimalism of it. I love the size, how comfortable it feels in my hands. I think I heard differing opinions on the comfortability of the camera. Can you tell I have like mad ADHD? Please set the language. Oh boy. And we're back. Well, you didn't see me leave, but whatever. Back. I like the form factor of this lens. I think it's very, very compact. Here's what I will like about this, about the lack of viewfinder, is when I accidentally press the viewfinder button on the Mark IIX, it turns off the monitor, which is kind of annoying. And then I know I could switch that off, but I managed to switch it on every time. Oh, I love it, man. I've never used built-in LUTs or anything like that before, so this is something that I will be doing with this camera. Oh, the buttons are in weird places too. It's different. The ISO is on the wheel here. Oh, download LUTs from the app. That's exciting. Try sample LUT in camera. Oh, very cool. It's like a orange and teal LUT. Gross. I will download the app and take a look at that. So yeah, I did it. I bought the S9. I am very excited to put this thing to the test, to create some pretty quick content with it. And I'm not caging this thing, I'm not rigging it out. The goal is to keep it as minimal as possible and just use it like this. Make filmmaking, videography simple again. All right, we're rolling on the S9. Here's my Mark IIX. It feels really cool to have all of the power of the Mark IIX with a few limitations in just this tiny form factor. It's almost surreal. It just really feels like a camera that you could quickly just kind of take with you and shoot. Also ignore my mess. This is what it looks like after you shoot for client work and you just don't clean up immediately after. You've been there. We're gonna go feed Artie. Come on, buddy. He's actually on a diet too. So we give him just this tiny spoonful of food times 2. What I like about these cameras is that even though I don't have animal detection on, it is still detecting him as a thing. It is absolutely not a video of mine unless I'm shooting a little bit outside. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, even if you're using the S5 Mark I, you can still achieve footage that looks exactly like this. It is vlog at the end of the day. But I think it's like the autofocus. I said the autofocus. There we go. That was not a good demonstration, but it's fine. Don't worry about the autofocus. It works. That is a perfect lens flare. I sound like a crazy person. My neighbors hear me do this because he's always working outside, and I must sound nuts to him. I really do think this is gonna be a very incredibly valuable asset. I'm not trying to justify my purchase, but someone take away my credit card. Valuable asset to my kit, and I'm very excited to be using this thing and having it finally in my hands. Okay, so I wrapped up the video and I was editing it together and I finished editing it and I thought to myself, there's just not enough content in here. So I've been sitting on this video for the past couple of days, partially edited. And today I went out and decided to take the S9 with me. I've always wanted something so minimal and to just take around and film without, causing a scene. This is great if you're shooting an event or you're working on a project for a client, but people are gonna look. So I took out my S9 and I slapped on the Sigma Contemporary 10 to 18 millimeter lens and just went out and started shooting a bit on the town, both photos and video. I didn't realize I'd care so much about the real-time light, but I made my own through the Lumix Lab app, and I really created something that I love. That and the Leica monochrome preset inside the camera is such a game changer, and I really hope it comes to the S5 Mark IIX, and I hope Lumix Lab, if it hasn't already, comes to the S5 Mark IIX. But just walking around town, grabbing some stills and grabbing some footage of just things, it really felt so freeing to have the power, all this Lumix power in such a tiny body, and I'm so impressed by it. So I hope you enjoy the footage that I've been sharing on screen and the photos. The photos are with real-time light. I didn't edit these. I just made a preset of my own and kind of exposed for it. And I try to make this like warm, vintage, filmy look. I don't know if it's too warm or what, but I like it so far. I'll keep messing around on Lumix Labs and just create a bunch of different presets. I'll try to upload them for free for you guys to use if you have an S9 or if Lumix Labs comes to the other cameras. I hope you enjoyed this section.